Hello, how you doing? Welcome to a interesting episode I think we've got, because we've got some snow anxiety back again. But before I get on to the weather forecast, first off, thank you so much for joining me here today. Please give it a thumbs up and remember to subscribe. Also, of course, if you've got the app, great. If you haven't, go to get.banskoblog.com and get the Bansko Blog app. It's got everything you need, including I'd call this the bus queue cam, but also you can see, until that point, some of the gondola queue that we've got right now. And the time is currently nearly 12 o'clock on the 21st of February, Tuesday the 21st of February 2023. If you've already been to Bansko, did you have a good time? Let me know in the comments. We get obviously mixed reviews because it has been very busy, as always, in February. But of course, if you subscribe to the newsletter, I give a series of emails for new subscribers that talk about how to avoid the gondola lift queue. But there's lots of tips in the app, and I just want to show you the app briefly before we come onto the forecast. Just talk briefly about private transfers. That's the green button to the left as I'm looking at it, and right button is the general booking form. General booking form there, put your name in and you can get booking everything that you need. But if you just need a transfer, private transfer, really recommend private transfers, because it can be really annoying waiting for another plane. Often we've had people an hour and a half waiting for another plane to fill up the car. On the shared transfers, we don't do shared transfers, just private transfers. And of course the ski hire and ski lessons, that's snowboard hire and snowboard lessons, with our wonderful partners at Ski Mania. We've got 15% off everything. And I know you're going to be happy. We've had amazing feedback. I think better than ever. Really wonderful equipment. And of course, if you're a good skier or a good snowboarder, then be sure to select the advanced range. Really nice advanced range of skis. Look back in, I think, one of the last videos, we had Simon Davey talking about his advanced skis. Very happy. He's actually, used to be a qualified ski teacher. Okay. A quick shout out to pluspropertybg.com, the place to buy and sell Bansko property. Christian Zarnesko will look after you very, very well. And also check out the video we did with Christian on buying property through auction. I think that's an interesting one. Okay, so what have I got here? Let's go on to, before we get onto the weather, we talked about the queue. I don't know whether you can see that at all, but you may want to ski later in the day, yeah? There's still a queue now, but I think once we get about half hour down to 12:30, 1 o'clock, that queue will be down substantially. I am afraid expecting it to remain quite busy. And of course, we've got the big holiday, effectively Independence Day here in Bulgaria on the 3rd of March. And that brings a lot of people, a lot of Bulgarians will come to Bansko. Not everyone will be skiing who's coming. And of course, just as well, because frankly, it really has been long queues, and as I say, there's no different to this year than other seasons, frankly. Make sure you know what to do if you want to avoid queuing. We actually had, I think someone arrived, I looked at the cam at 7 o'clock this morning, but there was actually a little queue at 7:15 this morning. Quite extraordinary. But the gondola did actually start working quite early. Couldn't exactly see which time, but it was operational, it seemed, by 8 o'clock. Okay, so that's a little bit about the app. You've got this in the app, and you've got all the mountain cams as well, so you can see the temperatures that we've got on the mountain right now. Actually, so let's go straight, talking of mountain cams and of course weather, because we have got some snow anxiety. It has got warm. Let's take a look at the mountain cams now. Going to the app, it's the bottom right hand button, takes us to the mountain cam. So we've got this live panorama cam here. Let's click that, and let's see what it's looking like up the mountain right now. Let's turn this around. So we've got 11 degrees at Shilligarnika. 11. That's really warm for this time of year. This is spring skiing. Actually rather nice when it softens up. I'm sorry I can't be up right now, but I'll try and get up on Friday. It's very busy with all the bookings and everything, lots to do, so unfortunately I can't get up every single day. But we can find out a lot in the app. People are giving live reports on what the conditions are like, and of course from this live mountain cam you can see exactly what the temperatures are, and we can see all the lifts are working. 8.2 degrees on the plateau. That is warm. Actually, spring skiing is my favourite, as many people ask, should I come in March? Absolutely yes, except it could get a little bit slushy. Just depends what's happening with the weather, of course, but from about 1:30. But I really like that softer snow, and yeah, don't dismiss March as a fantastic time to come. Often is the best time, and even early April. I believe the season's open till, I think, 17th of March. April, sorry. So think about that. There we go, we can just see the top of the mountain, everyone enjoying the wonderful sunshine. People have been enjoying the conditions. 4.7 degrees on the top of the mountain. That's pretty warm for the time of year. So that's all well and good, but what we're interested in is what's actually going to happen as we get to the weekend, and for those of you coming out at the weekend and next week, once we start getting into March. Well, for this stage, I look at an app called windy.app. I mentioned it on several occasions. 14 degrees in town. 14 degrees. Can you see that? Hopefully you can. Ski road open, but it's going to start getting a little bit thin in parts with these warmer temperatures. Now then, so what I do is I do two things. I go to the Windy app first and just see what they're saying. I've been using this app for many years. I'm a lifetime subscriber, and it's really good for all sorts of sports, whether you're doing mountain biking, flying, skiing, sailing, windsurfing, kite surfing, etc. Really good for that. But of course nothing's perfect, and particularly as we get more than 5 days ahead, then it gets tricky. And of course things do change quickly in the mountains. I say this very often, and so many times I've seen people wondering what's going to happen, and yeah, it suddenly changes. But when we've got very clear blue skies there, I can't see very much moisture in the air, so it's going to be stable for a little while. Look at these temperatures. Yeah, I'll just scroll this on a little bit, but we've got daytime temperatures of 13 degrees there on Saturday. And let's see what happens when we get to Sunday, Monday. So remember I was talking about the blue line, green line. So the blue line really wants to be very close, or below, indeed, the dotted green line. The green line is the resort height. Okay, that's the resort. So we want it to go 0, if possible, 0 degrees centigrade in the resort. And of course, we're well above, and we're going to get precipitation. How can I put this? I'm worried. I've got snow anxiety, and I'm surprised I've got it really at peak season. This is normally really an amazing time. As I say, this could change, but we're going to get snow higher up. If temperatures drop a bit, by the way, this could turn out to be really good. But at the moment, as we're looking at it, at this stage, we're really struggling. We're up to 1,900 meters where we will have rain. We do not want rain, guys. Let's just go back to everything and look at Bundersihka Poliana. Yeah, gosh, if we have rain and it's 10 degrees, this is not good news. It's going to really harm the snow. So we could be in for a tricky few days from Sunday by the looks of it. So what I also do, let's just escape that. I go to the surface pressure charts at the Met Office site, and I'll try and show that, metoffice.gov.uk. And I've actually scrolled right the way through to Friday, the 24th of February. And here, I don't know whether you can see my mouse there. Here is Bulgaria, here's Bansko, around about there-ish. Oh, so this looks like probably the front that's going to make its way Saturday evening, a warm front, and give us rain. What we really want is that cold air from the north to come down and hit the warmer air here, down here. But we haven't got that at the moment, so keep an eye on the charts as well as the usual apps, particularly windy.app. I do like it, but yeah, it's not showing me anything right now I can say there's going to be great snow. I'm just going to go back a little bit. No, there's nothing really major happening. You can see something approaching on Friday. That's as far as I can go ahead right now. So let's see if I can put this camera back over here, and we'll see how that looks. Okay, hopefully that's working. So, not the most fun video I've ever done, that has to be said. Oh, what is fun though, and a big shout out to Nikolai. Some people think there should be a second gondola. Well, here's my corporate toy here, done on a home 3D printer. Look at this, it's fantastic, isn't it? Yeah, he's branded it up, banskoblog.com. Yeah, oh, the head came off the woman. That broke earlier, actually. I was rather careless in my bag. But we're going to think about whether we can get some of these made up and do them as a special limited edition corporate toy. Good to keep by your desk at work. Looking forward to the ski season. There you go. What do you think of that? Minus the head. That's my second gondola I keep by my desk. Okay. So, how have you found the conditions? Let me know down in the comments. It's obviously been mixed. If you've been in a big queue, then it hasn't been a whole lot of fun. If you've used our tips, take a taxi up, take a bus up, arrange all that, or get to the gondola very early, 7:30, 7:45, then you're going to be fine. If not, you have got some queuing. And as I say, be warned, depending on snow, it may be less busy than usual because this forecast is not looking fantastic. But certainly the holiday from the 3rd of March is looking busy. So 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, around that sort of time, we're going to see people come to Bansko within Bulgaria. So think about that. But it's going to be fun. I think there's going to be a fantastic après-ski party in the Happy End, 4th of March, 5th of March, 6th of March. A very good après-ski group, if you like, are going to be once again in the Happy End. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll bring you some video from there, hopefully. If you've got some great videos, some nice vlogs, then be my guest. Put them on the Bansko Blog Facebook group. If you're into Facebook, then you'll see lots and lots of helpful comments there. From folks, and yeah, put your own blog there. Why not? Everyone's got a phone. Show us what the conditions are like. We've also got Instagram, Bansko Blog, obviously YouTube channel. I'm looking back there. No, it's not up there anymore. YouTube channel where you have got the live cam and these regular videos. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notifications. And that's especially important with the live cam. It does go down from time to time, and when it goes back up, you'll get a notification that it is back up. I'm sorry, it goes down from time to time, but just the way it is. And also we've got Twitter, @Bansko. Yeah, join us on Twitter if you like twittering. Find us on the Bird app, as I say, @Bansko. I do post some stuff there, and that's getting more busy. So generally you can get yourself in the mood for the trip. I hope my next video, let's say on Friday or Saturday, will be more positive and I won't be suffering from that snow anxiety, which I know many of you will do. But really this plays out a little bit to something I've been saying on many of these videos, is think about booking 2 or 3 shorter trips. Weekends are always busy. So if you can, and I know this only really applies to a percentage of you, but if you can, grab yourself a flight that comes out maybe on a Sunday or a Monday and goes back on a Friday. Avoid the weekends. Every weekend throughout the whole season will be busier, but be mindful of that. And then do maybe 3 trips every season, and I think try and do at least one in March and maybe one in April. My favoured technique would be to say leave it about 5 days before you're coming out so you can see what the snow's like. I know you pay a bit more for the flights, but that can be a nice way to ensure that if you want good snow, that you're going to get it, because 5 days ahead we're usually pretty certain. And then you can book your flights, go to, I don't know, Airbnb or booking.com, book your accommodation, then of course go to the Bansko Blog app or go to book.banskoblog.com and book your transfers, your ski hire and lessons. All quite straightforward really. That's a way of ensuring you're going to get reasonably good conditions. That said, I know many of you have to book up well ahead. Andy and Penny, see them every year. Thank you for your little blogs and for joining us the other week. They come the same busy half-term week because they're in education, and they do it every single year. What to say? So people do find a way round on these busy periods. Lots of chat with the solutions. It's not, I really don't think there's an easy solution unless it's monetary to make it more expensive, but that's highly unpopular and not something I particularly want. But you know, if you're not careful, you push the problem further up the mountain. But this has been discussed ad nauseum for years. It is what it is. And let's just go finally and see what the gondola lift queue is looking like now. Whilst we've been talking, it's 12:14 and there's still a queue. People jumping in the buses. I believe the bus now charges 20 lev. So sometimes that can be the better option, taking the, but look, people are going in taxis here, getting up, and typically that's 10-15 lev per person-ish, so that's a good solution in my honest opinion. There's the happy end. I spoke about them earlier, and that's busy every single night. Some other places, let's just see what's going on. I've had very good reports, of course, from Voivodes, which is just barely halfway down Pirin Street, and really good fresh ingredients there. So the reports coming back from all of you who've tried that this year. Remember, it's absolutely brand new in terms of its management and chef, etc., etc. So try that out this season. At home, fantastic entertainment and very decent food, including that incredible deal for 100 lev for 2 people, more food than you can barely eat, including salads and a glass of wine each. So that's the special Bansko Blog deal. You will not see that on the menu. Where else? We've had great reports from the Irish Heart. Many of you have been there this year for the first time and have converted to their joy of the steak and Guinness pie, as well as fish and chips and steak and salads and all good things there. So, but really very, very, I think this year I felt, whilst prices have increased, I think the quality has increased too. I think the service this year has been better, typically, in my experience. But where have you enjoyed eating? There are so many good places. I've really enjoyed the sushi place called Snow Limit, just near the crossroads before you get to Euphoria. I think really fair priced sushi and very convenient. And if you want a takeaway there, go to order.bg/snowlimit and you can put your pickup order or your takeaway order there. Very, very simple to do. Finally, many people ask about bringing money. If you're outside the EU, then you may want to bring your cash here and change it. Cash is really king. Particularly where businesses get charged these days higher rates if you're using a bank from a non-EU country, and that includes obviously the United Kingdom. Okay, so that's why many businesses much prefer paying cash, because they just put up the fees for merchants where the card is a non-EU card specifically. So yeah, make sure you bring some cash or bring up one of these cards. People talk about the Starling card, Revolut, Monzo, Wise, N26, they all work great in Bansko. So go to a bank cash point, a bank ATM. So Fee Bank is in the gondola, it's just outside the Kempinski, it's just down Pirin Street by the Strathity. So yeah, make sure you use a proper bank ATM. That tip will save you quite a lot of money, because these very convenient little ones, they're called Euronet, you're going to be paying quite high fees for the pleasure. So yeah, you've been enjoying Amigos, you've been enjoying Ginger, you can book Euphoria, you can book tables there, they're getting very busy at home. So you've been enjoying all the great entertainment that you can have at those sort of places, as well as the traditional places down Piran Street. I've mentioned one called Voivodes, which supports the blog, so a little bit of bias there, but really, really very impressed because it's their first season under the new management. So that's all from me. If you've got any comments, do put them down below. Snow anxiety remains. I'm sorry, I can't do anything about that. Weather is weather, and this year, oh my gosh, it has been painful. But I really appreciate all of you who realise that supporting my work and all the team's work with the Bansko blog and the Bansko app, we really, really do appreciate it. So please, if you are coming, do use the services there. Do book your restaurants through the app, and that all helps keep this going. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe. See you on the next one. Bye for now.